This is assembly instructions for Alfresco Home item 438307 all-weather wicker storage box. When you open your box, you unpack all of your pieces and you're going to find as follows. This will be the storage box bottom, and then you have storage box front, and it has little tabs on the bottom as you'll see here. And then you have storage box back, where you also noticed on here the hinges, which are very important for when we go to assemble the storage box top, which is here. The storage box top, as you can see, also has the hydraulic arms, which are affixed on one side, and then the other side is loose, and that will be affixed to the interior of the storage box. And then you also have the two side panels of the storage box. And lastly, you have your hardware, which is here, consists of 8 long screws, 8 washers, 4 short screws, plastic caps, and an Allen wrench, along with instructions. The current plastic cap that comes with the box is such. It's a rounded half dome. We are going to make one modification in this video where we're going to add a total of 4 washers per long bolt, and we're also going to modify and change the cap style to a flat cap that will work better as we assemble. All of these, of course, come in a small box, which is in the master carton. So now we'll begin to assemble the storage box. We're now going to assemble the storage box. First, take the back wall of the storage box. That is the piece that has the hinges on it, as such. And we're going to affix the 2 side walls to the storage box. There are 2 holes on either side, and you need to insert your long screw with the 4 washers into that hole. As you assemble, it's important to remember not to tighten completely all of your bolts. The final tightening should be done once all bolts are in place. So we're going to hand tighten first until we get all, in this case, 8 bolts in place. So you continue this process for the 4 holes on the back wall, and then we're also going to do this for the 4 holes on the front wall. So we're going to continue to assemble the storage box. We now have the 2 side walls attached, and you'll notice here in the back we have the bolts in place, and we're going to use an Allen wrench, supplied Allen wrench, to tighten slightly further, but not completely, the storage box walls so they hold together. Okay, we're now going to assemble the front of the storage box, the front wall, to our frame. Same process. We're going to use the long bolt with 4 washers and thread it through as such. And we're going to do this, repeat this 4 times on the front wall. Okay. We now have the 4 perimeter walls of the storage box assembled, and we're now going to place the floor into the storage box. You just lay it into the storage box, and we'll use the 4 short screws supplied to affix the floor to the front and back walls of the storage box. You can lift it up for better access, and you put the 4 short screws in place and tighten accordingly. Again, you can use your Allen wrench to tighten slightly more and affix the floor to the walls of the storage box. Once we have the walls and the floor of the storage box in place, use your Allen wrench to now go around and tighten all of your bolts. Now, as we said earlier, we are now using 4 washers per long bolt. And as you'll see, this will bring the bolt flush with the outer surface of the wall. And now we're going to use this small flat cap as such to cover your bolt. And you now need to repeat that step for the additional total of 8 bolts on the walls of the storage box. Once you have all your bolts tightened and your cap in place, just use a hammer to give it a little tap so that the plastic cap stays nice and tight on the bolt. Okay, we now have the walls of our box assembled and we're ready to put on the top. And there's several things to point out here in the top. Your top lid comes with the hydraulic arm as such. One part is affixed already to the lid, and the other part is loose. And then there's also a hinge. You can see, and you see the pin on the right side. That pin will need to be inserted into the hinge, which is on the back wall of the storage box. And that will require 2 persons to do this. So we're going to affix the top of the box into the hinge, and it may take a couple times to get it in, but we were lucky today and got it right in there as such. And if you let go, you'll see that the storage box is now in place and affixed. The lid is in place and affixed to the rest of the box. And now we're going to do the second part, which is, you see this other type of hinge on the inside right and left wall of the box. It has a screw that needs to be removed. And then you take the hydraulic arm supplied and slide it over. And reaffix the screw that you just took out. Tighten it. And then use a screwdriver to tighten further. And you repeat that same process also on the other side of the box. Okay, we now have the hydraulic arm now fixed to the side walls of the storage box, and the storage box is now ready for use. You can see that the storage box is now all one complete piece, and that you can close the lid carefully, and you're ready to put in your cushions. Thank you.